Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the meeting of Caradoc Housing Court, March 13th at 11:30 a.m. Roll call, we have absent with notice Mayor Grantham and Councillor Kennis. Everyone else is in attendance, including our property manager, Tim Savitz. Approval of the agenda. Recommendation that the March 13th, 2024 Caradoc Housing Corporation meeting agenda be approved as circulated. Is someone to bring the motion? Jeff, seconded. Heather, all in favor? Thank you. Any declarations of pecuniary interest?
No.
Okay, seeing none, we'll go to approval of the minutes. We have a recommendation that the meeting minutes be approved as written, and these are the minutes, special meeting minutes of January 23rd. And special meeting minutes of January 30th. Someone to bring the motion?
Sure.
Jeff, seconded. Heather, all in favor?
Yes.
Passed. Financial matters. Accounts. We have a recommendation that the January 2024 and February 2024 check detail report be received for information. Someone to bring the motion to the floor?
Sure.
Jeff, seconded by Heather. Any discussion? Questions? Yeah, no rush. We have two here, one from January, and one to March 4th.
Yeah, no,
Check detail.
on that one, no.
No questions? Okay. All in favor of receiving the reports for information? Passed. 5.2, financial reports. We have a recommendation that the January 2024 and February 2024 financial reports be received for information. Someone to bring the motion to the floor. Jeff, seconded by Heather. Any questions or concerns?
Sorry, which one did?
Sorry, this is the
January
5.2. So we have the balance sheets.
Oh, the January, no, I'm fine with January. And February.
And February. We have them all. So we have the balance sheets, profit and loss. We put them all in one motion, trial balance and budget to actual. So if there's any you want to pull out, then we can pull them out and talk about them.
The profit and loss from January through February, there's listing of income coming in for market rent apartments. Now, is that Queen Street or is that Adelaide?
So if it says PM, Parkview Manor, that's Queen Street.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And I'm going to ask the accounting to change where it says new, to change that to CP, Caradoc Place. So we know one is Parkview Manor and one's Caradoc Place.
Okay.
Any other questions about the financial reports?
The only other question I have on the financial reports are the caretaker fees.
Yep.
And I may be reading it wrong. It looks like they're monthly $1103.64.
Yep.
And then on top of that, we have a property management fee of $630 per month.
Yep.
Which gives us a total for the year of $20,000. Why are we having both the property manager and caretaker?
Yeah, so I agree, Heather. I think that that's something we need to discuss. The caretaker has been in place for a long time.
And I know does an excellent job.
Yeah, taking care of Queen Street. So we left that in place to allow Tim to get in and start working. But I think that we should have that discussion with the property manager as to whether that's what your recommendation is, whether or not we continue with that or whether we no longer need that service.
Yeah, okay. So I definitely think that she does an amazing job. The building is phenomenal. I would say I've talked with her. We've been slowly transitioning some of the roles that she's been doing. So I would imagine that we'll see that amount go down. And what I would probably recommend to the board is that we look at keeping her on. She's not interested in completely quitting, but she does everything that we would have to hire somebody to do anyhow. Like she does the cleaning, she does the snow at the front and that type of stuff, which we would have to hire a different company to do. So I would suggest that right now, we would keep her on. When we spoke before, until we get Caradoc Place filled, we weren't trying to overload the onboarding side of it. So we've been taking care of new tenants, new leases, that type of stuff. And in my report, I've been to Queen Street and have some things I'd like to speak about. So from our side, no different than Caradoc Place, you know, we're in the process of hiring cleaners, getting snow done for next year if the municipality's not gonna do it, outside maintenance, that type of stuff. The stuff that Anne is doing currently would be in that type of a realm instead of necessarily property management. The idea will be that the management side will be transitioned and that she'll be doing more maintenance and cleaning. On unit paints right now and unit updates, she's not wanting to do those anymore. So our staff is right now doing some of the turnovers, which is also part of my report to come.
No, I know she's done an excellent job. I guess I'm just questioning from a financial point of view for the board, paying both you and caretakers. It seems a little excessive, but I understand right now because of trying to get the apartments rented at Caradoc.
I think the difference is that the current caretaker is doing exactly that, taking care of the property. She's the one cleaning and doing that side of it, where the management is going on us as we transition. So the stuff that necessarily maybe Bill was doing or some staff was doing out of the municipality before. I don't believe that Anne was doing leases. I don't believe that she was calling people. I don't believe that she was, you know, doing that type of stuff. So that's the side that we're taking care of, rent collection. We will be. We're not yet, but as we transition, we'll be taking care of the management that staff of the municipality was doing before. So our contract isn't to do the cleaning of the building. It would be to hire somebody to do the cleaning. And we're hoping that we can keep Anne in that role on the daily stuff.
Okay, what about Caradoc Place? Is there a need for a caretaker there?
So that would be something we could discuss. My plan was to bring to the board, we're in the process, we've had some companies out, but by our next meeting to have a report for you for cleaning. So we've been using our regular cleaners now and it's been under my spending limit and I haven't been sending them in regularly. But my recommendation would be that we contract that work out. The other option, if the board wanted, was that we could look for a caretaker to do that work. It's just that's right now what we would normally do is get quotes, present them to the board, and then let you guys make the decision. So grass and snow, we'll get tenders for the outside work and tenders for the inside work.
Okay. Could I make a motion that we review both things in, say, 3 months?
Review the caretaker position?
Mm-hmm.
And
Is that the right time? Could we ask Tim what's the right timing is? Is that appropriate, 3 months?
I would say we'll be dealing with some of this, especially Caradoc Place, way before that, because now that we're full, we need the cleaning people in there on a regular. When it wasn't full, it wasn't such a big deal because it was clean and it wasn't really getting dirty. So as I said, we've had a company come in and do some cleaning. They were just there yesterday or the day before.
Yeah,
And it's still not getting like filthy because it's not full, but we definitely need to get that wrapped up. So I'm hoping by next meeting we have, 3 options for you guys to choose from. And if you don't like those options, then we're happy to go back and look at it again.
I'm in favor of that.
Good for a month? I'm good for a month.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think we need a motion, we'll just continue and know that it's on Tim's radar for us to follow up with. But good
But I would
question.
like to say, I know that she's done an excellent job, and
Yeah.
if we can retain her in some capacity, I'd
I
like
think
to.
it's worked well.
I tried to convince her to come to Caradoc Place and expand, but she's not, I think
Yeah.
she's been there 42 years, which is absolutely incredible. And I think she's trying to lessen her workload, not increase her workload. So she has no intention of going anywhere. We've been getting along really well and she's phenomenal, but she doesn't want to add to her workload.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions about any of the financial statements? Anything else we want to pull out?
No, I'm fine.
No? Jeff, anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Seeing none, all in favor of accepting the financial reports for information? Passed. Okay, item 6. Property management report from Tim. Over to you, Tim.
Okay, so I was hoping to start with Queen Street today. I've spent some time in there. We have some vacancy, either that's just come vacant or that's coming vacant. We've been in there doing a repaint. That's all we limited to right now is a repaint. The building is 40+ years old. There hasn't been very many cosmetic upgrades to it in those 40 years that I can tell. The building is in very good shape, like, you know, structurally. The windows have been done. It's a great building. I wondered about, I got two things that kind of instantly, as I got into the units, I wondered about doing a facelift on the units. And I don't know what the availability is to do that. I wondered if I could, at the next meeting, bring a report to see what it costs to do a facelift to a unit. We have a 2-bedroom coming open. The 2-bedroom has been occupied for more than, I believe, 20 years. It is in need of a facelift. It has carpeting still, so there's also tubs in all of the units, which for senior population, showers are way better. Bathrooms are original, kitchens are original. I just thought that it might be a good time when we had vacancy to look at doing the updates. If it was my own building, right now, I'd be doing them because they're empty. It's much easier. I don't know what the direction is from the board, and I wanted to see what the interest would be, whether you would want me to, you know, find out what it would cost to do an upgrade to it, and I could report that back at the next board meeting. It just means that we might not have, I don't want to fill the unit right now if you're interested in possibly upgrading it.
I think those units deserve an upgrade after 40-some years, and when someone's been in place for 20 years, you know that it needs some work. And I would support 100% you coming back with a report with some costs. I believe we have a reserve fund for that building, and I would be thrilled to spend, if we can afford it, doing some facial upgrades.
Yeah, so I'll put a motion on that, or for direction that you come back with cost estimates of the facelift for the units for the next meeting. And someone second that? Heather, all in favor? Great.
These are internal facing.
Internal, like, so kitchens, I would recommend bathrooms, kitchens, flooring, lighting, maybe trim, because trim's all, the flooring has been changed over the years and the trim is like this big and in not very good repair. I don't know, we could save it. But I'll break it out by upgrade so that you can see what each one is going to be and get a budget together for that.
And I will just get clarification on the reserve fund amounts from
And so on that same topic, the next thing that I noticed at Queen Street was lighting. Our lighting is on 24 hours a day, and it's all fluorescent.
external lighting?
No, internal lighting,
Okay.
and it's all fluorescent lighting. It's not LED, it's not efficient lighting. So at the same time, I've had an electrician in, but I'd like to actually have more than one electrician in for more than one option. By the next meeting, I'd like to propose that we look at a lighting upgrade. I think it'll probably, you know, not instantly pay for itself, but I think you'll see the savings in utility costs. You know, even by going to motion sensor lighting in the halls so that it's shutting down in the nighttime when there's nobody there. I mean, the halls don't have a lot of traffic, so I think if we switch to motion sensor LED, it would pay for itself in a short-term amount and probably help green the building up a little bit.
Tim, would it be possible one day for you and I to take me into a vacant one just so I could visually look? Because I haven't had the opportunity and I'd really like to get a feel. So when you come back with your report, I'll feel more comfortable. So if we could.
And I don't know if this process is different for me, but like to me, what I would do is renovate the empty units.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would offer those empty units to anybody in there that wanted a renovated unit at the new rent. So if they wanted to go into that unit, they could, but it would be at whatever the rent is today if they chose to.
That was my next question, because if I'm living in that apartment and someone's moving out and getting a brand new apartment, I'm gonna feel a little,
Right.
I'm gonna feel a little slighted, like, you know?
I know you feel slighted, but I know that this is a common practice. When an apartment vacates, that's when they do their painting, or if a garden home or whatever, that's when they do their renovations.
So the way I would do this, if it was my own building, is I would renovate the units that are empty, because they're the easiest to renovate. Renovating unempty units is impossible. I'm not interested in even looking at it, personally. But
The tenants are either.
renovate the empty units, offer them to the existing tenants at the affordable rents that we are charging today. So they don't get to switch units at the same rent. If nobody wants them, then we re-rent them. If somebody wants them, then that opens up more units that we're able to re-renovate again. And the whole idea to that would be that eventually you could upgrade the whole unit, internally upgrade everything, and also bring your rents up a little bit higher.
I support that. I think what we're gonna have to do though, try to figure out how many units may vacate yearly. I know it hasn't been a lot, but with an aging population and, because we'll be limited in how many units we can do in the year.
For sure, 100%.
We'll look forward to that
Okay.
report. That'd be
Okay,
great.
I'll bring that for next board
I
meeting.
like the process.
So on Caradoc Place, we've had all the affordable units rented several times, but as we meet with tenants and finalize stuff, we've had some people back out. We have one bachelor that we're still in the process of filling. It will fill. It's just a matter that the person that we thought was going in isn't now. So there is one affordable bachelor. The bachelors, they're five of the six are full. But we've had a lot of people refuse them that have been.
Smart.
So anyway, that's the process there. Our 2-bedroom affordable units have both been rented, and they're both to people that meet our criteria. The 1-bedroom market units have not rented. The 3-bedroom market units, 2-bedroom market units, we have a third of them. So 3 of the 9 units have been leased.
But none of the one-bedroom are.
None of the 1-bedroom
And how
units.
many do you have again?
13.
0
Not
of
one.
13 not leased, and 3 of 9 leased in the 2-bed.
So,
I'm sorry, how many of the 2-bed?
3.
3 out of 9 and
0 of 13, 1.
0 of 13, 1-bedroom.
So the interest is slow but steady. There are people interested. I think it's partly the fact that most of the people that are gonna go into those market units are coming out of houses. And so they're not sitting there waiting for a unit. The affordable ones, people are sitting waiting for. Market units, not necessarily the case. I did on my own building yesterday, I did an open house for a rental. And I advertised it on Facebook Marketplace, which I don't love doing because you get beat up on there. There's trolls and all the rest of it that have all kinds of bad things to say. But it worked, and we had 40 people show up with applications to that building. And they were affordable units and market units. The market units, we had 3 or 4 applicants show up. So I guess I would like some direction from the board, whether you'd like me to advertise on Facebook, which we've avoided to date, and do the same type of campaign that we just did in Strathroy.
Just one quick, did I miss, you said people left the Bachelor?
Yeah, the people that didn't take them because they thought that people would apply for a 1-bedroom, but once the 1-bedrooms were full, we would offer them a bachelor unit, and there's people that nobody moved in and left. There's people that refused to
It was
move.
just too small, kind of thing, okay.
So
And what you're talking about for Facebook is
The rent.
that rental, which I've seen, there's 10 people a day looking for 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments on that.
yeah, I mean, I advertised units in my building at $8.99, and I had people think that was ridiculous. So I mean, it's just we're going to take backlash, but there's 7,200 members of that group, and so there's people there that are looking for units.
Okay,
I don't have any objection to putting it on Facebook.
Oh, I
Anybody
have
have any
no
objection?
objection.
Okay, so that was the direction you were looking for.
That's the direction I'm looking for.
Yeah, go ahead and do.
Okay,
your
so we'll
house and
keep going. I
We'll deal
wouldn't,
with the trolls.
yeah,
I just won't go on it.
yeah. I've got broad shoulders, so.
You got big shoulders, yeah.
I'll try and defend you if I can.
So,
Because you've mentioned that,
what's that?
because you've mentioned that, I'm concerned because we're now getting into April. And the apartments that we need to rent aren't renting. Are our prices fair? Because I noticed your advertisement, yours were at a lower price than ours were going at. So I'm a little concerned that our rent may be too high. And
Have we
I would
ever-
rather reduce those, okay, and get people to rent versus them sitting for 6, 7 months.
Yeah, the question is have you heard that? Have you said, besides the trolls, someone there?
Part of the issue with the building was that the list of people that we had, that we started with, was a list of people that wanted affordable housing. The list of 95% of the people that were on our list wanted affordable housing. So we hear all the time that 16 and change for a one bedroom is too much money. It's not necessarily that it's too much money, it's that the people that were looking for affordable housing, it's too much money. I don't know, I haven't got the feedback that, well, if this unit was $1,400, we would take it. That hasn't been the feedback that we've received. It's either that it's not affordable for them because they're not the right applicant for that unit, or they're just not there. You know, part of the other issue is Strathroy has a rental market. There's people that rent. There's people that are already here that will move apartments. You know, Mount Bridges doesn't have that rental market.
No, but that's why I'm wondering if our rates are too high. And what I'd really like to see, and I know that it wouldn't be possible, but I'd love to see a report done on what our revenue would be if we had more affordable units.
I think,
I know we have payments to make, but I'm looking at it, some money's better than no money.
I think if you were going to, before you would reduce rents, I think you would offer a move-in bonus, like a month's free. I think that's a better option than actually, or, you know, so that they don't have to pay first and last. There's something to that effect. I think that would be a better option to try versus lowering your rents. If you lower your rents, you're gonna end up lowering the rents for people that have already signed leases.
I know I thought of that, but then I checked with some people to see if that could be fixed. And
I don't know that it's a fact that our rents are too high. I just think that it's really slow. You know, I think that it's just really slow to fill. I think that if people are in their houses, because your senior population, you're looking at people that are also looking at a seasons. You know, they're not sure whether they were ready to downsize to seasons or whether they were looking to downsize to an apartment. And a retirement home is substantially more than what our rents are. So I don't think that, you know, for a brand new building, I don't think that the rents are out of touch.
how many people have, like, I know, you know, we knew the affordable would go quickly, but how many approximately have shown interest to come and see the market once? Like, are we even getting the traffic in? We've put them on Kijiji, which hasn't been very popular, but I don't think that it has the same people that Marketplace has, right? So I think before we do anything to that effect, I think now that I have the direction to use the advertising that we've suggested, I think I go back and do that advertising and we relook at it in next board meeting, because I just would hate for you to, I know the pro forma on the building and I know your payments and I know the rest of it. I don't think you want to necessarily axe that. If the units are sitting vacant anyway, if we could fill them by giving a month's free
you know, or no last month's deposit or something to that effect with a qualified tenant. I think that's a better option because it's sitting empty anyway, right? So if it's gonna sit empty for the next month, you know, it doesn't really cost you anything.
And I don't have a problem with that. I guess I'm just concerned,
I don't think you,
really want to get them filled.
I don't think you can reduce the rent enough
To,
To make a difference.
to make a difference.
So
Like,
that it wouldn't hurt our.
I think for you to reduce the one bedrooms to the point where you'd have to rent them, you know, with people looking for affordable housing, you're gonna be you're gonna be a lot less, and it's going to mess up your whole performance on your building. You're not gonna have the funds available to debt service.
So another option that I'll just put out there that we can put on the table for consideration is, under our agreements, our mortgage agreements and our grant agreements, the affordable units have to be to seniors, veterans, and women and children fleeing violence. But the market units do not. Now, we decided as a board, we would extend that criteria to the market units. But I'm just gonna say, I don't know if maybe that's something we may need to revisit.
So on the market units, we gave priority to those, but I definitely think on the market units, you should be opening that to any qualified applicant.
For some reason, I thought we had
I
decided
I
that.
think we
I
had,
think initially we said we would make it the priority.
yeah.
But,
I'm not turning away people that are 50 years old
Okay.
that are looking at a market.
well, then I think we probably should motion that, because I think we did motion to extend it, so I think we should change
I
it.
think that, you know, we should first, if two people walked in and they both wanted it, and one was a senior versus this one, I think we have.
We're giving the priority to the seniors
Exactly,
because
but
they
I
fit the
think you're
priority.
right, we need to
But at
lower
this
for the
point,
market rent.
Yeah, for the market rents. Okay.
That was the direction I was already under.
Okay, well then,
I'm sure we talked about it.
If we didn't, that was my understanding, but,
okay, don't rely on my memory.
right,
No, I believe you're right though. We did say,
Okay, so then I'm gonna motion that we direct the property manager to continue to prioritize the market rents with the priority populations, but open it up to any qualified applicant. Does that cover it?
Agreed.
Jeff, Heather, all in favor?
Yeah.
I think that covers us for what we need today.
one last thing on the caretaker's report, we had a flood in the new building.
A flood.
A small flood. There was a tub drain that was installed incorrectly, and so on the Sunday night, a week ago, we received a call that the hallway was flooding.
Which floor?
So it was the main floor that flooded, it was on the second floor. We went and cleaned it up, talked with the tenant, you know, made sure everything was fine, she was fine, she'd had her first bath. It didn't flood in the shower, so I'm thinking maybe it was an overflow, or it doesn't matter what it was. I got a hold of Southside came and they fixed the immediate problem, which was the tub, but they have some repair work to do from that. There's no charge on that, and they're making it right. So he's gonna send me a letter, just confirming that it's been repaired, that there's no mold, that everything is fine once they get it finished up. But there's not gonna be a charge to us. We also had some doors that are really sticky,
I knew that.
and so they're gonna send somebody to do door adjustments, and we've had a nightmare with the locks.
You kind of predicted that, didn't you? Jeff?
Just to get to the flood, can Southside guarantee us that that issue doesn't exist somewhere else?
I would say they can't, but
Can they check?
But they can't, there's no way.
no, not easily.
Well, we would just do the same thing. If it happened, we'd have to call him back.
They have to warranty the building for a year,
Yeah.
and this was a workmanship problem, so, I mean, it's not uncommon, I've run into this in new buildings where we have issues, and they were really good, they were there the next day, to work on fixing it, so.
The flashing for the, on the roof, the,
Solar?
no, you know where the, solar pads are? There was concern that if there was ice on there or heavy snow, that it goes right onto the deck of
The
the,
architect had guards built.
but has that been resolved?
Yeah, they were built, they were installed.
Were they?
I don't think,
I read
No,
the
I didn't
report.
think, because I didn't see them when I looked at the building.
No, I brought it up in January or something. I
I
brought it up in
received a
December.
work order that I approved for that.
But it wasn't done.
Okay.
That-
I'll follow up.
The construction side is a kind of outside of my scope,
Yeah.
but I asked Southside when I was speaking with them about that, and my understanding was I don't think they had clear direction was the response I got, but I don't know, that is not in my scope.
No, the board had made it a big cause for them when we met.
Yeah.
And they said, yes, no problem, it'll be addressed, because it's a safety issue. And, yeah, concerns me that wasn't done.
Yeah, I thought it was. I will follow up with the architect.
And on that building, last thing, promise, I put a call into Southside as well. I was reviewing the hydro bill.
Yeah,
So I don't know whether the grid, whether the solar is working.
I can answer that. No. And that's one bone of contention with me. Those panels went ahead when they knew they wouldn't be utilized. And right now, if we could hook into, who has the, Integris, we wouldn't be allowed to because the grid's full. And so anybody thinking of putting solar in Mount Bridges,
It's not allowed.
So
the grid's too full, they can't accept it, so we can't even make money from that system. And the piece that needed to be installed to run the building was never purchased. That's my understanding.
I don't know.
Because I questioned that, why do we have these panels if they're of no use? And no one, the architect, no one could answer why or what use those were.
So I don't know how the system works yet. We haven't had, what's supposed to happen is there's Southside's supposed to come out with the consultants and do a unit turnover to us, which hasn't happened yet. Everything's been operating fine. They've answered any questions we've had. When I saw the hydro bill, I actually saw it like through eScribe. I saw it and I was like, oh, what a minute. So I had Bill send it to me. Especially because the building's been basically empty. It really, really shocked me. So my understanding, what Eric told me, was that the hydro panels that it's net metering. So it's supposed to be going and reversing the meter.
That's what I was told too.
And that's what I've been told. I've asked that they have Pro or whoever did the solar come out and go over it with me, because my concern is that it's not necessarily functioning properly.
It's not functioning at all.
Well, and I don't know that. I don't know that, but I guess I'm gonna keep investigating that, because I think that those hydro bills are not sustainable, and I don't think that you have those probably in your budget correctly.
Yeah. I asked 3 times on those solar
where did you
panels.
get this information?
Where did I? I got it right from our construction meetings. And then I heard through one of the city councilors that even if we could put into Integris, because it's a way of earning extra money
Yeah.
with the solar,
Yeah.
the current system can't handle it. And this person was looking at doing solar for his house and was told, well, you can only service your house. You won't get any rebate from it because we can't handle the system.
You're not gonna have an issue there where you need money back, because you're going to generate more power than what you produce.
No, but I believe it, they were never ever hooked up to work.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know that. When we went with the architects, he explained to me it would be that negative system and that it was all ready to go, so.
I'm just wondering,
We need to follow up with the solar company.
yeah, I'm just wondering if there's a switch that didn't get turned on.
Possibly, right?
And if not, if that's not gonna be the case and the hydro bills are going to be typical, then you guys need to make sure that you adjust your budget for that.
So, Tim, is there anything you need us to do?
I would say not at this point.
At this point?
I would say not at this point. I think until they have the solar company come out and I can make sure that side of it's working. If that's, yeah, it'll be your decision what to do as a board.
I will send Southside just a follow-up to saying we had this conversation and let me know.
I sent him a copy of the hydro bill.
And when the solar person is gonna come out, we need that to happen ASAP, so I'll just let him know that the board's aware of it and we want it addressed. And then you can report back to us.
Which doors are you having problems with? Just curious.
For adjustments, it's the patio door.
I identified those in the efficiency list. And they said, oh, they'd be fixed, but I knew that all the doors stick. And you have to push to get the door open.
And quite honestly, the locks, I may be bringing a recommendation that we change them, because if it doesn't get better,
What's the problem? Is it just confusing for people?
what happens is all you have to do is touch it and it locks. So you can lock yourself out so easily. There's no way to lock it with the fob. So you don't have to, you go take your laundry and you forget your key and you accidentally, I've locked them myself several times. So we've had more lockouts. I've had more lockouts in that building than my other 200 units last year. It's incredible.
And did we contact the lock company to see if there could be an adjustment
We
made?
can remotely undo them. We can give people a one-time temporary code, but you have to be able to, if it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, you have to be able to find your computer.
No, I meant a more permanent solution.
No.
Anything with those locks, we could permanently.
What I asked is whether we could fob lock them, so you had to lock
Right.
them with the fob, and the answer was no. So I just, yeah. I'm not bringing a recommendation, but if it continues to be an issue,
I can see it continuing, because I know myself, I would lock myself up constantly.
the other thing that that I'm looking at just to provide for ourselves is lanyards. Because I think if we could get people lanyards, especially seniors, they'll wear them, and if they wear them and they have their fob on it, they're less likely to lock themselves. It's not that they don't work, it's just that they're easily to lock out. We've also had some that have been sticky, where the lock goes in, and then it doesn't have enough power to unlock it. And long term, there's batteries in these, so eventually we're gonna run into maintenance issues with batteries. So anyway, that's not part of today, sorry.
But if that's happening, I'm wondering if we can go back to
I
the
think I
companies.
will. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go back to.
It's not out of my.
No, I will go back, discuss it with Eric, and that we're not happy with it. I mean, there has to be some sort of trial period with these things, and to let them know we're not happy and see what they can do to make us a happy customer.
Yeah, or at least find out what other buildings that use these locks are doing. I mean, it seems
Or,
like,
can we swap them out and for.
I think I'd rather swap them out at their cost,
Yeah,
not our
exactly.
cost.
yeah,
So I will-
what, I'm just saying, maybe we're just doing it wrong or something. Maybe there's a solution that's,
Anyway, I will.
Yeah, I'm just bringing it to your attention so you're aware of it.
Yeah.
That's all I have. If there's any questions on anything else, I'm happy to answer anything. If I have the answer, if not, I can get it for you.
Anything else for Tim? Any other questions?
The only thing is, I'd like to go meet with you and go and look at
Yeah.
an apartment that's
Jeff, if you
vacant.
want to go to Queen Street?
yeah, let me know when you're going. I'd be interested for sure.
Okay, awesome. Okay, where are we? I'm looking around papers here. We approved, because I'm writing on the back of them, so I'm out of order, sorry. Okay, other business, appointment of the auditors. We have a recommendation that the board appoint BDO as the auditors for Caradoc Housing Corp. For the year ending 2023. Someone to, Jeff, Heather?
The only
Wait a
thing,
second.
that's just our own annual one that is being done, right?
Yes, yeah.
Who gives the recommendation? Was it?
BDO does the municipalities audits and all our other boards, so yeah, we'll get a good price and they can do that. And they've done them for us, Caradoc Housing in the past. So if everyone, all in favor of appointing them as the auditors for 2023, okay, passed. All right, next we have an in-camera session. So we have a recommendation, the board moved into a closed session for the purpose of discussing the following. One item in accordance with the council's procedure bylaw to approving camera meeting minutes, and 2 items pursuant to section 2392B of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended regarding personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board. We have a motion,
Yeah.
Jeff, seconded, Heather, all in favor? Okay. In camera. Okay, we're back to our regular meeting. We have a motion that the direction in closed session be approved. Motion by Heather, seconded by Jeff, all in favor? Passed. Inquiries or comments by members? Anybody have anything they want to add today?
Of course.
Okay, Heather?
With Tim becoming the project manager, we lost a board member, and I really feel to balance out the board again, we need to find another board member. I've reviewed the bylaws. We are allowed, should someone resign, to go ahead and obtain another board member. So I'd like, I guess, a motion. Do I have to motion?
Yeah, we could bring a motion to the floor that we,
Advertise?
yeah,
I'd like to bring a motion forward that we advertise for an additional resident board member.
Sure. Do we need a comment now?
we have to second the motion, and then
Well, I
it's
can second.
second it, okay, now open for comments,
So is Tim gonna be regular now, every month? Is that?
yeah, my expectation
I
would be.
can't remember if we agreed to that, but
Yeah,
if
yeah.
we did, great. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Excellent, okay.
For a report, for sure.
Okay. But he's
He's a non-voting.
He's not a, he's a non-voting member,
Yeah.
right?
Well, he's not a member.
He's an employee of the
So,
corporation.
I mean, we're sitting here with 3 people, and this isn't the first time,
Yeah.
and we missed the meeting last month, and I 100% agree.
My only,
Because
if
2
we're going to
people-
bring on the replacement community member, then do we also want to bring it on the additional council member as per the bylaws?
Which bylaws are you going by? Because,
The new ones we have to approve, I guess.
well, that's the problem, because
Yeah.
they're not approved. Are we following them or are we following the old ones? The old ones, we just need another resident. The new ones, you need 2 more residents
Right.
and, another council member.
So what you're suggesting is we just replace the one for now till we have the AGM and then it's, okay, yeah, I'm fine with
I
that.
agree with that.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't think it's a have to on the 2. It's a, I don't think it's a have to have 2 more residents. It's you're
No, no, it's a
allowed.
have to.
I thought it was a
The new
max.
bylaws, the new bylaws?
Yeah, I thought it was a max of.
There's still room for more after that.
Yes, there's room for more, yes.
No, but also, under the new bylaws, we will be missing 2 board members right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
see that.
So all in favor of advertising for a community board member?
Yep.
Yeah, all in favor, okay, motion passed.
And the only other thing I have is, have you heard yet when the external audit is going to happen for the financial and property for the Caradoc building?
Yeah, so we I have met with the CAO because she wanted some clarification on that. So she's going to prepare for council, get 3 quotes of contractors who perform that type of audit, and then she'll bring that forth to council. So she's working on getting those quotes.
Okay, I think that's important, especially after the solar issue. That audit, from a property management perspective, will identify things that happened that maybe shouldn't have happened, and if we ever do another building, the same mistakes won't be made.
Absolutely.
So this is a
Lots of
process
learnings.
audit, a process audit?
Yeah.
Well, it's a process audit of both the financial and the property management.
I think it was a process on it, not a financial, because
No.
BDO does the financial.
BDO.
BDO's doing our current financial. This was an audit we requested to go back to day 1.
Oh, a financial audit of the project.
Not of the, yeah. That's why I wanted the
I
clarification on the
believe she
2
was
audits.
looking at it, doing it as one though, one piece, having one company do the whole.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah, not like a separate.
No, but it's called an external.
audit. Yeah, yeah, it is external, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the update on that, and I will continue to,
Those are the 2 issues I have.
okay. All right, Tim?
Just one other note that I want to bring to the board's attention, not to do with the property side. I don't think it's of interest, but so you're aware, seed funding is open. It just opened 1st of March. It's funding, if you don't know, it's funding that gives you grant and or loans towards looking at starting new projects. I don't think that, I haven't heard of any intention of that at this point, but it's been closed for quite a while, and it just opened on March 1st. So I just want you guys to know that, so that you're informed.
And on that note, if you come across any other grants that might help us, like with some of these repairs at Queen Street or upgrades, retrofits for energy, things like that, certainly please bring it to our attention.
Or if there was something out there that would compensate us and we could put more, what do you-
Affordable units in there?
Affordable units in there, and they would compensate us some sort of a difference.
I think with the elections coming up, that is gonna be the main topic of conversation, is funding for housing. So I think, it's my feeling anyway, that you're going to see more grants and things come forward for that, at least I'm hoping, because I know that's gonna be, every election issue is gonna be housing.
I just wanted to make sure because
Yeah, thanks for bringing that to our attention. Our next schedule of meeting is Wednesday, April 17th at 11:30 a.m. will be our next meeting. We also have one scheduled for May 15th at 11:30. And recommendation that the meeting adjourn at 12:23. Heather, seconded by Jeff, all in favor? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.